So I'm trying to get into my Goodreads in order to talk about the books that I've read recently. And I apparently have the wrong password. Ugh, I'm so annoyed. I'm in. Okay. Alright, now I can get to book chatting. Hold on. Okay, hello once again. My name is Aisha Holder. I used to make videos about reading all the time. I haven't made one in a long time because I haven't been reading and I just didn't feel motivated to talk about a few books that I did read. But the end of last month was a really nice reading month. I didn't read many books, but I read some books that I really liked and I want to talk about them. So I'm starting this new series on my channel. I'm hoping to do it once a month where I just randomly talk about all the books that I've read or that I'm currently reading. I don't want it to be too structured because once I get to scripting things and trying to make everything perfect, I no longer want to talk about books. So I just want to talk about it on the fly whenever I feel really excited about whatever I'm reading or what I just read, then I'm just going to talk about it. So that's what we're doing here today. So this is the first installment of Book Talk. I'm drinking rum punch. So first off, I already knew 2025 was gonna be a bad reading year overall because usually I'd read 50 to 100 books. And this year, well, last year when I was setting my Goodreads goal for this year, I selected 25 books. And guess what? I've only read 9 of that 25. I'm not going to be talking about all 9 today because honestly, some of them is so far in the past I don't even remember. But for like the middle chunk of the year, like the middle 6 months of this year, I didn't read anything pretty much. But I am happy with the 3 books that I'm going to talk about today that I've already read and one that I'm currently reading. 2 that I'm currently reading actually. So let's just get into it. First off, I finally finished book 2 of Rebecca Ross's series. What's the name of the series again? Letter of Enchantment series. It seems like it's just going to be a duology. I don't think there's going to be a third installment based on how the second book, Rootless Vows, ended. And what did I give this book? I'm just using my Goodreads because, as I say, I didn't plan anything out. But let me see. Okay, so I started this earlier. I'm reading my review from Goodreads. I started this earlier this year, but finished it today. So yeah, where's my reading date? From January 2025, finished in September of 2025. The fuck? Anyway, I'm happy it wasn't all happy, but tragic in a lot of ways, and it is a realistic represent. I think I meant realistic representation for war. Definitely one of my favorite book series, and that's still true. I love this duology. It's so fun. It's romantic. I gave it 5 stars, by the way. I also gave the first book 5 stars. And if you have not read this book, I highly recommend it. It's romantic, but not overly so. It's cutesy spicy, not like spicy spicy. Even though I love spicy spicy, so that's not a good or a bad thing. I love both depending on the book, but I feel like this was the level of romance and stuff was appropriate for this book. There in the first book there was one major like spicy scene and it wasn't like overt. It wasn't too much. Even though there's no such thing as too much because I read erotica and I love them. But for this book it fit perfectly. The characters are so complex but likable. You're rooting for everyone even though they feel realistic. They don't feel like they're written to be perfect, but you're just rooting for everyone. And the ending, the ending broke me. I'm trying to do this without any spoilers, but a character in particular, I hated how absent he was throughout this series in general. Like the idea of him, the presence of him. Speaking about her brother, what I forgot the main character's name. Roman. Where's her name? Iris. So Iris's brother from the beginning just his existence was a major part of the story, a major part of why she became who she is and all of that, and her love for him and wanting to find him again. And throughout the book, him as a character was important, but he wasn't in the book as much as I would have liked, because I really liked his character when we got a chance to meet him, and he just wasn't there as much as I would like. But as I said in my good reviews, I did enjoy the ending because there were some tragic aspects to it, very tragic. Almost like romantic and tragic at the same time. But I'm overall happy with it because I hate unrealistic endings, especially in fantasy, action, sci-fi, those type of stuff where there's expected to be some form of like negative aspect of the book, but some authors try to make it too fluffy. I don't think they did that with this one. There were like things that made me cry in both books, and I'm obsessed. And I kind of wish there was a third book, but at the same time, it feels complete. It feels like it's done. I follow the author on Instagram, but I don't really pay attention too much, so I have no idea if this is meant to be a series or just a duology. However, I think there is a prequel to all of this, but I don't think it follows Iris and Roman. It, based on what I read, the name of the prequel is Wild Reverence, and I think this is about the two gods. That's the main like opposing forces in Divine Rivals and the Rootless Vows, the two gods and their love story. That's what that book's about. So I do intend on reading it at some point. But right now I'm just fully satisfied with the duology and I absolutely love the characters. Next book, because I feel like I've been yammering about that for way too long. And then I read this short story by Nick Stone. It's called Hazel and Grey. And it was so much fun. It was like, I listened to the audiobook and it was like an hour and something long, if I'm not mistaken. And it was so much fun. First, yes, it's like a Hansel and Gretel inspired story. It kind of not really, I wouldn't call it a retelling because nothing about it is really like Hansel and Gretel, but a lot of the themes and the, you know, evil step parents, the getting lost in the woods, the leaving the trail of something in order to find their way back out when they were going where they were going, like all of that, like it gives Hansel and Gretel inspired but not retelling, because it's not a fantasy, it's contemporary, I think. Why contemporary? I don't even know. But yeah, so my review was pretty short. I'm terrible at giving reviews these days. This was more intense than I expected. I was questioning everyone at one point or another, and that's true. In the hour and something that this book took to listen to, it was way more packed with intense, kind of dark themes, more than I expected. And at some point I was like, wait, did he really do that? And then like, okay, no, he didn't, but wait, did... And then, yeah, and I didn't see most of it coming. I did see one aspect of it coming, but that was expected. I don't think we weren't supposed to, but it was so good. It was a good story. I'm not even telling you guys what it's about. Let me go ahead and read the blurb really quick, because what the fuck? I'm terrible at giving reviews, as you can tell. So, two anxious young lovers lost in the woods, a beckoning mansion in a dark clearing, a short modern-day retelling of Hansel and Gretel by the New York Times bestselling author of Dear Martin, who's Nick Stone. And it goes on to say, it's bad enough that Hazel and Grey have defied the demands of Hazel's foul stepfather. The monster has forbidden their romance. Now they've awakened in the forest, phone's dead, and hours past curfew. But not far away is a grand estate in the middle of nowhere. And then it goes into a bunch of stuff that doesn't really say much about the book, but that enticed me enough to want to read it. But if I'm being honest, I read it for two reasons. Nick Stone. I love her writing. She's amazing. And the cover is really pretty. But yeah, it didn't disappoint. I gave it a check-in. I gave it a 5-star. And then it led me to read a next short story, which is Treasure by Oyanka Braithwaite. Am I saying that right? I really hope I am, because I watched videos on how she says her name. Let me just test again. Hold on.
Hi, my name is Oyanka Braithwaite and I am the author.
Oyanka Braithwaite. Did I say that right? I hope I did. But yes, she is the author of my sister, the serial killer, and that was the first book I read from her. And I've read it 3 times, and this is not 3. I've read it 3 times, and I absolutely love that book. I also read The Baby Is Not Mine by her, and now this short story Treasure. I also have a next book in my audiobook gallery that is by her that I need to read. I forgot the name of that one, but yeah. Treasure was fun. Treasure was like a quick slice of life story about how we portray ourselves on social media and the dangers of it, and how a young lady wanting to be internet famous takes pictures and stuff and kind of embellish, well, not kind of, pretty much lies about her entire life. And this gentleman, all the way on the opposite side of town, the opposite class of town, he becomes smitten with her, and she one day she accidentally posted her location. He saw it and then came to visit her. That's the gist of the story. It's wild. It didn't end how I would expect it to end, but it was fun to read. It wasn't my favorite. I feel like a book like that, I would have wanted it to be a bit longer. So it was just like an average read for me. I gave it 3 stars. I probably would have given it like 3.5 stars if I could. But overall, the writing, I still love the writing, and I absolutely love the narrator. But yeah, I wanted a bit more. It didn't, like, the characters didn't fully grab me. So that's why I give it 3 stars. But 3 star for me is like a middle level book. Like, okay, I'll probably read it again, but yeah, I won't like specifically seek that book again, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this author, I absolutely love her, and I can't wait to read more of her books. And that was the last book that I read. What I'm currently reading now is, hold on, because currently I don't know what I'm reading. I am reading a book by Tiffany D. Jackson. Okay, so Tiffany D. Jackson is the author of Monday's Not Coming, which is one of my all-time favorite books. I absolutely love that book. It was so well written. The characters were so realistic, and I just wanted to be in the book to help them. I guess she writes romance as well, I think, but she's more of a mystery fantasy writer. Now, I hope I'm not misrepresenting her. Okay, so Tiffany D. Jackson is a New York Times bestselling author of YA novels, including Monday's Not Coming, Allegedly, Grown, and Let Me Hear a Rhythm. So I think she writes like contemporary YA and middle grade, because Blood in the Water is a middle grade book. And you can tell I don't do much research on the books that I read, but that's fine. It's also a mystery thriller horror, and it's about a middle school girl who is forced by her parents to go on a trip with, crap, I forgot who they are. I think it's grandparents. I don't know if they're blood related, but I think it's more like, oh, these were older people in the neighborhood that helped raise you, so they're your grandparents. She's forced to go back on their summer vacation with them, but she doesn't really want to go. She have other priorities. Her father is in jail, and as far as she's concerned, he didn't do it. So she's actually studying to assist the attorney, without her parents' knowledge, on how to get him an appeal. And that's what she is doing with her summer. But of course, the grandparents that she's sent to live with, they have their younger children and stuff around her age, and they're just there to have a good time. So it's personality clash so far. I'm not that far into the book, but she's more of a ghetto girl while they're more high class, and there's going to be that personality clash. I'm hoping that it will be kind of found family vibe and that they'll find a middle ground and like each other, but that's where I'm in the book so far, and I'm excited for the mystery thriller horror aspect to start. As usual, Tiffany D. Jackson is an excellent writer, so she's already set the tone where I'm enjoying the book, even though everything is like basic right now. There's nothing super exciting happening, but there's just this undertone of I want to know what's gonna happen because I'm already invested into this main character and I love her already. So yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. And also, I'm reading one more book. I forgot. I actually started reading volume 10 in March of this year. I haven't picked it up again until today, so I started it over because I really didn't remember much about what was happening, so I just restarted volume 10 and I'm already like just pulled back into the world of the cute little cozy romance between teens. It's just so much fun and so distracting from the real world around me, but I'm hoping to continue reading those. I don't remember how many volumes exist and if it's still being written. I have no idea. That's it. Those are the books that I'm currently reading and that I've read recently. If you were to read only one book from the list of books that I've mentioned so far, I'm going to suggest that you read Hazel and Grey. Now hold on. It's not my favorite from the list. My favorite would be Ruthless Vows, book 2 of the Letter of Enchantment series. But there's just something about Hazel and Grey that I really liked, and it feels so different. I feel like you have probably read something similar to Letter of Enchantment at some point if you're an avid reader, but Hazel and Grey just feel like a completely different style of retelling. It's not a retelling at all. It's just so different. Like nothing about it screams Ansel and Gretel if the author didn't put in those little Easter eggs, and if you didn't know anything about Hansel and Gretel, you wouldn't know. And it's so cute. It's not cute. It's actually very tragic. It's a tragic story, but the writing is so cute and the characters and everything, it's well done and packed into a short space of time. Yeah, I'd suggest you read that one. I actually really enjoy doing this, so I hope I do this once every month. Oh, and of course, a new chapter of Sincerely Your Son is up now. You can read it again. Yay! Chapter 13. Let me know what you think. You can come back here to comment. You can comment on my coffee page, my Instagram. Send me a DM. I'm always in the mood to chat about my writing. But yeah, I'm trying to fix the website so that you guys can leave comments directly there. I'm working on it. So many things to do, so little time. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.